All right, the idea seemed simple. Buy a motorcycle and drive from Medellin through the Colombian countryside to Cabanas. Once there, head down the beach to a small village and meet up with my good friend Ruben. Ruben and I will then put on some paramotors and fly the Caribbean beaches, and we'll end off the trip by flying several miles over the ocean to visit some islands. Simple plan, right?
So I'm getting gas in the middle of Colombia. I don't even know what town. It's a tiny little town. And the motorcycle got pushed over by the gas attendant. And the key was in the tank. And it bent the key. And I couldn't get it out. So I tried to bend it out and I broke the key in the tank. Now that's the key that starts the motorcycle. So now I can't start the motorcycle or open the tank to put gas in it. But if you just happen to be stranded in the middle of nowhere, make sure that you hire some local guys that know how to hotwire a motorcycle. So these guys are hotwiring the motorcycle so at least it'll start, because it's Palm Sunday and there's nothing open. So I can't get another key. I have no way to start the motorcycle. I have no way to put gas in the tank. But one thing at a time, at least we'll be able to get it started thanks to some hoodlums that just turned out to be my savior today.
Well, let me start off by letting you know that there are two types of driving in Colombia. There is civilized driving, and then there is this. There are also two types of vehicles on the roads. There are those with two wheels, and then there are those that are stuck in traffic. So I opted for the two-wheeled vehicle. And this is what I ended up with. Albeit, it took me more than 3 months to find one in Colombia, but it was well worth the effort. This is the Honda XR 650L, also affectionately known as the Thumper or the Pig. It has been manufactured for over 3 decades from Honda and has remained virtually unchanged since 1993. It has a 644 air-cooled single-cylinder 4-stroke engine producing 40 horsepower, so it is exactly what I needed for this environment. So I started off from the house and headed for the beach on what should have been a 10-hour drive, but the highway was being blocked by some unrest around Monteria, so I decided to take a more scenic but longer 12.5-hour route, which would bypass any delays. Or so I thought. Eventually, my new friends were able to hijack the tank, and I was on my way again. This being said, there were a few more roadblocks along the way. Sometimes it was construction, sometimes it was traffic, and sometimes it was the local town protesting water rights. What started out as a 12-hour drive ended up being 2 full days. but I can't complain. Once at my destination, I realized that the drive was well worth it. And that evening, under the canopy of a full moon, Ruben and I found a tiny beach we could fly from. And the locals were excited to have us join them.
¿Cómo se llama?
Lía.
Lía. Ah,
Luna.
Luna. Ah, Luna. Luna, sí.
Magdalena.
Yeah.
Martina.
Martina. Ah,
¿Cuándo lo vamos a esperar otra vez?
no.
¿Cuándo regresan?
With newfound friends and some cold drinks, we decided to turn in for the night because tomorrow was going to be a special day. The next day, the winds were not in our favor, and the island we wanted to visit was over 12 miles away across the open ocean. So we hired a chase boat to follow us to the island, and although we didn't make great time, the views were spectacular. This trip was so eventful that I've decided to make a change in my channel. More adventures, more travel, more riding, and more flying. So if you like this content, subscribe to the channel because although I don't know where the road will take me, I'd love to have you along for the adventure. Now, I just need to figure out how to put the paramotor on the motorcycle.
Only in Colombia.